So just some reminders before we get into the video. First reminder is to make sure that you're keeping an eye out and an ear out for the key word for this lesson. Reminder number 2 is to make sure you're taking notes. Include the date, lesson number, aim, and standards to help you refer back in your notes. Let's get to it. Okay, so welcome back. Today we're going to be going over lesson number 2. Our aim for today is how can we use our knowledge of percentages to solve for commission? So commission is something that's earned or collected when you're usually in sales. If you are a salesperson or car salesman, or if you're a real estate agent, you get a certain percentage of what you sell. So if I was a real estate agent and I was selling, or I was showing a house and my buyers bought it, let's say the house was $200,000, I would be able to get a commission or percentage of that sale that would go to me. So basically, commission is just a percentage of the total sales. So like we've been practicing, you can use either a proportion or an equation. And in order to set up your commission or how to find commission as a proportion, you'd have your two fractions that are set equal together, or I should say equal to each other. In your proportion, when you're talking about percentages, you always have that 100 at the bottom right because you are talking about a percent, so per 100. You're going to be given total sales. So your total sales, again, will go down in the bottom, your denominator of your first fraction. So your commission is just going to be a part of that. So think of the commission as the part and total sales as the whole. So your commission is your numerator. Your percent is actually the commission rate. So how much is your commission rate on your sales? And that's your percent. When you're looking at your equation, you're going to have your commission, and you can think of it as your A equals P times W. You have your total sales or your commission rate. Your commission rate. And it would be as a decimal, just like we would normally have it in the equation, times the total amount of sales. So your total sales. Just a percent of that total sales. All right, let's try practicing using either proportion or your equation. So the first question, Joe is a car salesman. He makes a 4.5% commission on the sale price of each car he sells. If he sells one car for $34,560 and another car for $22,200, how much is your commission? So you're selling a car for these two amounts, and then you want to find the commission. Okay, so if you want to use your proportion, that's fine. You want to find your total sales, which is your 34,560 plus your 22,200. That's going to give you $56,760 of total sales. So let's set up our proportion. We have our 100. We know that our proportion has the percentage. Our percent is going to be for commission 4.5. We know the total sales is our 56,760. And then we have a missing piece, which is our commission, which would be our numerator here. So we're going to first find and cross multiply. So we have 100x equals our 4.5 times our 56,760. And at this point, we are getting really good at using our cross multiplication or scaling up, scaling down, whichever works for you. We have 100x equals 255,420. We are going to divide by 100. X is going to be equal to 2,554.2, which is really, if we're talking about commission, $2,554.20. So this would be the commission that we earn, or Joe earns, on the sale. Again, you can use your equation as well. You would set this up as your commission is X equals your 56,760. And remember, our percent is going to be changed into a decimal. So if you do 4.5 as a decimal, it's 0.045. So that's what you would be multiplying by. And your X, you would still get 2,554.2, which is the same thing as your answer that you got with your proportion. Okay? Let's try number 2. So number 2, Robert receives a commission of $296. They're telling you the sales amount and you're trying to find the rate. So again, anytime you're looking for percentage, what I suggest, use your proportion. This way you don't have to convert back and forth between decimals. But again, I will show you both ways. Let's use your equation first. So if you have your commission, you know what that is. It's 296, and that's going to equal your 3,700 times the percent, or your rate. Okay? We have your variable for your percent. You want to isolate this. That means you are going to separate both sides and divide by 3,700. So when you do that, you're going to get P equals, they're going to cancel out, 0.08. Because you are starting and using an equation, you want to make sure your percentages is always in a decimal form. So this converts to a percent as 8%. Okay? When you're using your proportion, you have your 100 in the denominator, you have your total sales, which is 3,700, and you already know your commission is $296. So your percent is what you're going to be missing and looking for. Cross multiply, you can scale up, scale down, whichever you prefer. Both are going to give the same answers. You have 3,700x equals 296 times 100. 3,700x equals 960. And then you divide by 3,700. Divide both sides by 3,700. This cancels out. X is going to equal 8. And if X equals 8, then that means you're at 8%. Again, both equaling the same rate. You found the same answer just using your equation versus your proportion. All right, for the last question, for number 3, try this one on your own. So pause the video and then come back at the end and check your answer. Okay, so this problem has 3% commission. We have a real estate agent that has a weekly salary of $500, and he gets a commission, and he has a house that was sold for $450,000. All right, well, we know we're going to use and set up either proportion or equation. So I have my 100, I have my 3%. I know that the total house is $450,000. Now, keep this in mind. He has a salary, so you want to know the amount that the agent earns, so you have to find the total. So we're just finding the commission right now. Again, I would just do it one way, your percent proportion or your equation. All right, so we have cross multiplication. We have 100x equals 3 times 450,000. So we have 100x equals, that's a big number. You divide by 100, x is going to equal 13500, which is really 13,500. But think about it. You also have a salary, which each week you get $500. So whatever the commission is, plus $500. So here we know our commission is going to be 13,500, and then you're going to add those together, and you'll get your $14,000 as the commission, or the total salary, I should say. So 14,000 is going to be the total amount that the real estate agent earns between both commission and his salary, or their salary, which is $500 a week. All right. Identify your keyword. Make sure you're writing down and asking questions if you have any for me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.